All right. So we're live. I'm almost positive. And you know what we're doing. We're going to take these transcripts and try to turn them into a new reel, right? Um,
Mhm.
for the context here, we'll talk about how one of the problems that we get from our clients is that they don't always give us the content that we need. Like they can be pretty good about giving us reels, because we're looking for every day 60 to 90 seconds of some real life content to show that they are who they say they are. It goes a long way in building trust with their local audience. And it's not like for them to be influencers or try to put on a show. It's just to literally show up and be authentic. If they're actually running the business or their business is running, it shouldn't be too much to ask that somebody in their organization shows up and says, hey, I'm here, I'm working, I'm doing something, or even not working. It could just be eating lunch or, traveling to a job site or handling a customer call. It doesn't matter. They just got to show up and, be honest. So sometimes they get us reels and sometimes they don't, huh, Lorraine?
Yeah.
And so we're trying to find a way to um, make it work, basically. Now, they have a bunch of reels that they have submitted. There's the other videos are in this project. Can I see the other stuff in the project at once? Interesting. No, Lorraine.
Oh, you can't see it?
Oh, here, I'll show you what it looks like for me. How can I see the other ones? Do you have any idea?
All right. But maybe you can check it on the script. The script.
Make my life easier. Huh? Think
Oh,
about it.
okay, okay,
Oh.
okay.
Okay, so that's what you're here for, bud, to assist me. Don't make me do your work. Now, listen, we've got a number of these, and so this is one of my clients, Josh. And Josh, let's say he gets us the reels maybe 50% of the time. And he's got he's got to have over 100, well over 100 that he's done. And some of them perform better than others. And these are some of the top performers in terms of people have watched them for very cheaply. So at least it says that there's some chance of something interesting going on in these videos. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the transcript itself, and I've already created a little bit of a workflow here to see if there's any value in these reels to take it from a 1 minute 42-second reel to like a 15 or 20, thank you, Lorraine, 15 or 20 seconds reel that's like really a short. Because these reels is like talking head and he gets into yapping. But some reels are like 15, 20 seconds long or even shorter, and you still get value out of them. So first I'm going to watch the reel, then I'm going to put the transcript through the AI, and then we'll see what the AI says about pulling 15 or 20 seconds out. But also I'm going to try to use my brain. And this is the thing about using AI, is that it's not here to think for you. It's supposed to help accelerate your capacity to do work. It's to elevate the quality of your work. So let's watch it and see what we get.
I think they've been in business for like less than a year. Most of their photos are AI. Like it's kind of like our little truck on a truck. Hey guys, Josh from Logic. So I had a pretty sad phone call today. A client reached out to me. They went with the cheapest price. I think I was maybe like $1,500 higher. I was doing more, offering more, and a higher end product, but they were only looking at the number on the bottom. And they hired this company, and they didn't have good reviews. I think they've been in business for like less than a year. Most of their photos are AI. Like it's kind of like our local truck on a truck. They took their deposit, showed up, worked for a few days, collected payment, said, hey, we need to do this, and then you're done. And once they got that full payment, they disappeared. This person now needs me to go out and fix the job.
And so to me, I'm already seeing like that's potentially just the clip, right? And you can see
Yeah.
the transcript over here. Um, so there's like a short clip somewhere where the client, where it says like, um, A client reached out to me. They went with the cheapest price. I think that was maybe $1,500 higher. I would take this as the first couple seconds, right? Then, you might even just start with it's our local Chuck on a truck. They took their deposit, showed up, collected payment. Once they got full payment, they disappeared. The person now needs me to go out and fix the job. And that to me is the whole thing. Because this is the lesson inside of it. But we'll let the AI do its job too, and we'll finish the video.
Job. It's just a couple of small details left to do. Basically, the dehumidifier was just left in the box under the house, and it was a $200 Amazon unit. So I've got to put an actual good unit down there. But this is why I stress: do it right, do it for once. They got swindled by Chuck on a truck, and the money they saved, they've got to now spend on an actual good dehumidifier and a true warranty. And the encapsulation itself looks absolutely horrible. No rodent proofing, no lights, no sensors. They don't know what's going on. But once they wrote that check in full, these people, I guess, block a number disappeared. So check reviews. Been in business 7 years. I've got over 400 5-star reviews. Perfect 5.0 rating. Never had a legitimate bad review. Got a couple fake ones from competitors, but everybody's got those. And you can always call me, even 5 years after your project. I was talking to somebody this morning that we did in 22, and I picked up the phone.
Yeah, okay, so the rest of it's Josh talking himself up. So it's like, yeah, that's fine in the reel. But you already know, Lorraine, like that's not what these reels are for. And so if it
Yeah.
was me editing this, I would just literally cut this stuff out because first of all, it's supposed to be 60 to 90 seconds. He went over that, and that's not like a hard limit, but the spirit of these is to build the trust and tell a story. It's not to ask people to reach out. That's what the offers are for. So, like, I think you're learning that more and more, though. This does say 7.9. So, was this year or last year?
This year.
Okay, so if it were me, Lorraine, and this is good too because I get to audit your work when we do this stuff. You got to like this is one of the cases where I would want you to cut this out and then tell Josh stop doing that.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I know that's hard for you to do. I know it takes a lot of bravery for you to do that. But the truth is, what are these reels for, Lorraine?
It's to build connection and to show people what you do, not sell.
Right, exactly. So why are we letting Josh sell in here? Right. Okay. All right. Well, you know the truth, right? Like
Uh-huh.
when I put it that way, it makes it more plain to you, I'm sure. It's not like maybe it's not the first thing that comes to mind, but what do you think?
Oh
Did you
yeah,
notice it when you did it and like what were your thoughts? Suntan.
actually, when I was editing this, I just thought that he was like flexing.
And that's my point is like that's not I don't think that's healthy for these.
Uh-huh.
You know, because that's not what these are supposed it's not supposed to be we're so great. It's just supposed to be this is what happened. You know, this is it shouldn't happen, or here's how we handled it. Like all this is good. Check reviews, you know,
Mhm.
like this stuff never had a legit bad review, blah blah blah. Cut that out. But anyway, we're gonna take the transcript, just like I said, and we will put it here. And so first
Okay.
thing I'll do is I will just to refresh your memory, Lorraine. That's really not what it's for, it's to show the audience, right? I
Yeah.
got a real transcript from one of my contractor clients. This is content we've already published, which performed well. But did it, how do you know that it has this had a 1 cent playthrough?
Yeah,
Interesting.
it did.
Okay. I want to repurpose it using it as a content source. I want to pull sound bites from it if there's any worthwhile ones to pull. And if you really want to pause and read this, you can. But ultimately, this just gives the AI context of what we're trying to do. And actually, we got to this through a few, actually, like maybe a half a dozen attempts, because we did some setup with some other videos, and then we keep tweaking it until we get exactly what we want out of it. So, but at this point, this is my edited version. And so usually I will tell the AI, put what I said into your own words so that I can read this and make sure we're on the same page. And basically what it says is, It's asking, is there another piece of content living inside this one? Something standalone. And so let's see what we got. Oh, I just copied that. Oops. So I guess I didn't need you to put the transcript. Oh, this doesn't actually work the way I want it to. No, it doesn't. I'm glad that that just happened because I would have put that in and thinking it's the whole thing. So this was 7.9.
Huh?
View raw. Okay, that'll do. Come on. What are you talking about? Okay, here we go. I got the transcript. So I'll paste this in here and I'll go regenerate. What this reel is, a cautionary tale with a okay, I don't care. Okay. Is there one strong candidate? That's so funny. This to me is exactly what I was just trolling on.
Yeah.
No, I disagree. The way I see this, and it's funny because I wanted to come to this conclusion, and we're still testing this process. And so this is why we look at these pieces personally before we just let AI do the thinking for us, right? So
Mhm.
I disagree. The way I see this is there's a story. Oh, legit story, and then some self promotion and a bunch of noise in between. I think we cut away the noise and self promo and tell the most Cliff Notes version of the story. Do you know what Cliff Notes is?
No.
No, you don't know anything American. Cliff Notes. This is so like if you have the Bible, if you have like a homework and you don't want to read the whole book, you just get this. You can see there's over 300 of these things. So it's like the most popular books that they have you read in school. Or like, look, poets. Do you know any of these books? The Odyssey, Pride and Prejudice.
Oh
This is what they make you like learn. Or what about Romeo and Juliet? You know this one.
yeah.
Okay. Or
Oh.
like any of these? Hamlet, Brave New World?
Oh,
Don't answer.
her.
You're embarrassing me. Anyway, I'm just teasing. Um, this is like just a short inversion. It's like David's style of summary. I'm like, don't give me all that stuff, just tell me the point. And that's basically what
Oh,
it does.
okay.
So, complete punchy little story. Give me the exact phrases to pull from transcript. Had a pretty sad phone call today, client. Okay. So this will be fun. So the good news is that you already have this in Descript. So let's pull this up in Descript and I'll chop it up real quick.
Yeah.
And we'll see. I'm going to chop it up the way that it says. For me, it was like customer called, then choose cheapest option, then had to consequences, then what we call resolution. Can you chop it up? Yes. Had a pretty sad phone call. They went with the cheapest price. They took the deposit, showed up. The dehumidifier left in the box, so I've got to go put in um transcript. And let's see, what are we spending on this? 16 cents, whatever. The money they saved, they got to now spend on actual dehumidifier warranty. But did he actually say that? He did say it? Okay. That's what I wanted. Pretty sad phone call. Okay, this actually I think is a better version of the script. And it's funny because Lorraine, of course, the audience is seeing how do I use AI? Because if you did it, it would be a whole different ball game, wouldn't it? So, where am I gonna see this? In
Should
here?
be that one. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, because oh wow, it's so chopped up. Now, I'll ask, copy this. So, can I just duplicate it? Duh. Chopped up. 7. Okay. Pretty sad phone call today. Always, Lorraine, why are you still keeping this in? You're gonna drive me crazy with this. Why are they still allowed to say their name?
So I had a pretty sad.
Eric
Nobody
needs to create a
calls.
video on that.
Nobody calls. I mean, nobody cares, rather. No, it doesn't add any value and it kills the hook.
So I had a pretty sad phone call today.
Although I know in the other thing you're putting a different hook, right?
Yeah.
Client reached out to me.
They went with the cheapest price. They were only looking at the number on the bottom.
They went with the cheapest price. They were only looking at the number on the bottom. They hired this company. They didn't have good reviews. I think they've been in business for like less than a year. Most of their photos are.
Okay.
They took their deposit, showed up. Took their deposit, showed up, worked for a few days, collected payment, said, "Hey, when payment," and once they got that full payment, they disappeared.
Where's looks horrible. Did I delete it already? No, okay, here we go. No road improvement, no light, no sensors. Okay. This would have been a good one to
Person-
actually get the video of.
Disappeared. Encapsulation
You know what I mean? If Josh had done this on site.
disappeared. Encapsulation itself looks absolutely horrible. No road improving, no lights, no sensors. Person now needs me to go out and fix the job. The money they save, they've got to now spend on an actual good dehumidifier and a true warranty. And
I think that we would add that in there in those two things. I like the person now needs me to go out and fix the job.
so check reviews. Warranty. So check reviews, but stay tuned for the next one. I'll have to go fix this job tomorrow.
To
So
me,
I had
that's pretty
a
good.
pretty sad phone call today. Client reached out to me. they went with the cheapest price. They were only looking at the number on the bottom. They hired this company, they didn't have good reviews. They took their deposit, showed up, worked for a few days, collected payment, and once they got that full payment, they disappeared. Encapsulation itself looks absolutely horrible. No rodent proofing, no lights, no sensors. This person now needs me to go out and fix the job. The money they save, they've got to now spend on an actual good dehumidifier and a true warranty. So check reviews, but stay tuned for the next one. I'll have to go fix this job tomorrow.
Yeah, to me that's fine. I think we could like take this stuff out too,
Mhm.
and it cuts it down by what, 5-6 seconds. I don't know if it matters. Because there's like a couple lessons here, you know, and actually when you make it about the reviews, it makes it into 2 points, and that's almost a problem here because we're trying to make this about 1 point, right? And the real problem here is that they went with the cheapest price. Josh makes it about reviews, but that's almost because the way Josh sees it is that he has good reviews, and that's what makes him special. Yeah. And we learned that because of the way that he closed out the video. But
Yeah.
if I'm looking at the story, what I'm seeing is they went with the cheapest price, and that's what mattered to them.
Yeah.
You get it?
Yeah.
So I'm cutting out all the review stuff. So
Alright.
let's try again.
So I had a pretty sad phone call today. A client reached out to me. They went with the cheapest price. They were only looking at the number on the bottom. They took their deposit, showed up, worked for a few days, collected payment, and once they got that full payment, they disappeared. Encapsulation itself looks absolutely horrible. No rodent proofing, no lights, no sensors. This person now needs me to go out and fix the job. The money they save, they've got to now spend on an actual good dehumidifier and a true warranty. But stay tuned for the next one. I'll have to go fix this job tomorrow.
So much better.
Now it's funny because you know me, I'm gonna keep looking for stuff to cut, stuff to cut, stuff to cut, right? And I'm gonna like even go further and further and see.
Encapsulation itself looks absolutely horrible. No rodent proofing, no lights, no sensors. This person now needs me to go out and fix the job. The money they save, they've got to now spend on an actual good dehumidifier.
And I think that ends more cleanly. Like it sounds nice. It ends with a nice sound. Can I drag this out at the end?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's try like this. I think it needed the space like this
Oh.
because I couldn't easily drag it before. So if I just do a blade and I delete this,
Dehumidifier.
yeah, sure.
An actual good dehumidifier.
Yeah, to me that's fine. So we got it as short as it could be
I had
and
a
still
pretty sad-
clean. It's 30 seconds instead of a minute 45, right? Which is pretty cool. So now we've got a new transcript, and this is a story with a point, right? Now we're repurposing Josh's long. Now, one of the things that annoys me about this, Lorraine, is that it was 4 days ago. So this isn't really helpful for us in the immediate because Josh just told this story. But it's probably fine because it was 1 penny of through plays. So this might actually perform just as well, if not better. So let's test it. Let's try it because I don't know. For me, it's annoying because they just saw this stuff. But you got to remember, only like 1,000 people of Josh's 50,000 plus retargeting audience would have seen this. So rerunning it, even just raw, like without editing it, would probably be just as good. But we'll just use it even though it's recent. You know, I wanted to work with the older stuff. But now we've got a transcript and we've got a reel, and that's great. So already we've fulfilled some of what this live stream promises, which is use AI to repurpose content for contractors, right? Take your long form or your yappy video and cut one important story out of it. Pare it down and let AI help you figure out how to do that. Actually, Descript is an AI tool too. That's why it's easy to work with. But let's say we do the real workflow on this, right? I don't know what I have for Josh here. Let's see. CrawlLogic Nashville. Okay, I have something. It's from April, but is this accurate? Service pages. Is this really what we're using for context service page stuff? Nah, this can't be right. Okay, we'll start here. It still says service pages. Okay, so what about like this post? Oh my goodness. We need to clean up this process because this is messy. Yeah, this is literally it, isn't it? Oh my goodness. Is this how you
But I
started
don't
doing
think
it?
this is the. I actually changed it when we did Forever Guard and I followed the
Or
new
you
version.
rebuilt it with the new?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, because this was months ago, so that makes sense. Um, but you have the new version, I don't, but I'm gonna literally just use this anyway.
Okay.
So let's go like this. And I'm gonna just do it like this. I didn't even rename this, but it's from April 14th, so it's not a big deal. So with this process, we built a bunch of context. Oh, and it's 3.5 sonnet. Oh my goodness. We built a bunch of context too. Says $24. That's crazy. Um, we built a bunch of context to get the AI to understand our strategy and Josh's tone of voice and actually like a workflow that works. So it gets us the result that we want. And so the first thing it's going to do for us is create a post description. I don't want to do this, Lorraine. Let's do this a smarter way because we want to do the 4 angles from this, right?
Yeah.
So rather than just like rush through this and get something done, I don't know if my wife is home because I'm supposed to go get a haircut. No, she's not home yet. Okay. Yeah, let's do some real work. So I'm going to put angles here, and I think what we're going to find is that my guys gives us what we want. Yeah, because this is going to be 4A. Yeah, perfect, perfect. So one of my mentors teaches this concept of, you can see Laurel, teaches this concept of these 4 angles. And so we've got all this context, fundamental overlap. I guess we could just rebuild this, it's fine. I'll just have to fork this here, fork this here. Because of these documents. Are these download? Oh, that's so good. It's the screenshot. I wonder what the screenshot is. 2026 113. That's for sure got deleted. Yeah, my most recent screenshot's like May. And oh well. Some important overload, okay, blah blah blah. Separate statement, build a visible list, share the context. Okay, this is fine. We can fork it. And you know what I think I can do is edit this, get rid of this, replace, and then fork this. Yeah, okay, cool. So you gotta remove the broken item. Now, tell me about your client and the situation. So let's be lazy and look at what we shared about. There we go. What did we share about Jeff? We shared offers. What's this? Three. The three questions, probably. Conveyor belt, GPT convo, that's way too much. Ads, little Timmy's. Okay, let's engage with it. The framework is built around a single expert voice building an invisible list around their own authority, which means to tell you about your client situation, I'm already anticipating what the interesting friction will live somewhere in that assumption. Now, the more I look at this, the more I realize we don't have to recreate this because in here, we can fork at a certain point and get. Okay, so here we go. Here we go. My read is this articulation. Oh, this is one of those times where I used another AI to help me build this conversation. This one got pretty in depth. So I'm going to fork again from here instead. And then what we're going to do is where's this item? Okay, cool. So we're going to move this to logic. We're going to call this generic for a for contractors. Now, you took this stuff and you applied it specifically to Jeff, this client, but I have multiple home improvement contractors, and I want to take what we've discussed and turn it into something a bit more tailored to contractors themselves rather than Jeff's organization. What are we lacking in order to do that? I doubt we're lacking anything with all of the information and knowledge that you have. The resolution problem itself is universal across all home improvement contractors. The homeowner is in avoidance or alarm mode. They're triggered by a problem. Okay, that's true. Every home improvement contractor's conveyor belt is doing exactly this type of job, regardless of whether it's this. The 4A translation framework transfers completely. So here's the four angles, and this is the whole point of what we're about to do with this specific transcript, is we're going to see if we can pull a thread out of this story from each of these angles, where we can talk about. Literally, it explains it right here, right? I hate to just read this stuff off the screen to you, but anthropological means like the human element. So we're going to talk about that. And then analytical, it's so funny because I'm like trying to bridge the gap here, Lorraine, right? To give some level of context rather than just dive into it. And actually, it's funny because this fits in with the transcript itself. Here's one thing. Okay, we have everything. Problem track extraction process needs to be contractor specific. Yeah, that's fine. I think you personally generalized it enough well enough for now that you're right. When we apply this as a framework, we're going to tailor it to the specific client. But we're going to do an exercise right now. And so that's what's important to me is that you are able to divorce yourself from Jeff and put yourself in contractor shoes, not just Jeff's shoes. And now I'm going to give it the transcript. Oh, and it can't be this transcript. It needs to be this transcript. And will this copy as text? Let's see. Yeah. This is a transcript, a video transcript from another contractor, Josh. Why am I putting quotes? Now, I want to look at this piece through the 4 lenses. So as to say, extract the general perfect exercise because Josh's raw material is short, visceral, and story driven. 4 angles from the implications of what he said rather than just reorganizing. And that's exactly it. Is that here we go. And that's exactly it with this exercise is that we're not trying to, or rather, what we're trying to do is take a piece of content and then extrapolate the 4 angles from it, because this content is just a seed where we can talk about the mind map that surrounds this piece of content, because people are drawn to one of these 4 content types. And so we want to be able to repackage this piece of like a proven story and a legitimate story in a way that it reaches each of the like people that would be drawn to each of these types of content. Now you name the methodology, the raw reel, Josh's story, the cleanup video, whatever. That's not content, it's a seed. It contains within it a complete worldview, an event, a legitimate truth. Belief extraction from a single authentic moment. Right. It's not reasonable, really, Lorraine, for us to ask them to do this. We kind of need to take what they give us and do it for them. And actually, it's natural for us to like communicate this stuff in our own way. So we're going to always lean to like one angle or another, or maybe a couple, to like how we communicate what's going on in our lives. But we can spin it out. So let's look at it specifically for this situation, right? We've got why this happened. So the story is this. This is the story. We got a phone call. They went with the cheapest price. The guys disappeared. Now they have to pay a second time. That's the story, right, Lorraine?
Huh?
But anthropological asks, why does this happen to people? Here's what happened. But then the description, right? So like the real description, the static image, the static text, right? Or like the short form text, especially the blog, and then the GMB post, because it's going to refer to the blog, etc. Right? All this stuff is gonna, like, we can do this for all four angles. And that's the exercise we're about to do right now, is to take what we've
Mhm.
got, and everything that we do is gonna have a theme this time. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, and what's the theme if it's anthropological?
Gonna be what happened.
No, look, it says not what happened.
Why it happened.
There you go. I mean, it's an open book test, Lorraine, but yes. Anthropological is like the human element of, like, why does this happen to people? Okay, now analytical. So this is going to be the story with analytical, is explaining how when you go with the cheapest quote, it actually is going to cost you the most in the long run. And here's how we know it's true. This person, they saved $1,500, but what it cost them was, and then you break down the price, it cost them X days of coming back and doing the work again, right?
Yeah.
A new and different humidifiers or dehumidifiers. So they wasted X amount of money on the dehumidifier, etc. Okay.
Yeah, got it.
Okay. And so aspirational, the answer's right here. So you explain it to me then.
What they should, I mean, what's their outcome they had to, I mean, they would have if they did it right.
Yes, you got it. Exactly. And how that feels.
Uh-huh.
It's like you can sleep, you can sleep soundly at night if you choose
Mhm.
the contractor by looking at their reviews and paying attention to the value that they're providing, asking the right questions, right? It's gonna be a whole, yeah, it's gonna hurt your wallet, but it's going to feel good knowing that you made the right choice and knowing that you don't have to worry, knowing that we're just a phone call away, etc. Does
Yes,
that make sense? So here's one more.
actionable.
Actionable. And this is the easiest one, I think. Your turn.
What they should do from now on.
Yeah, and so because you work with Josh, you work with these clients, what would we prescribe, even without asking the AI? How would we tell
Mhm.
them to do it differently?
They should check, for example, check this five things before hiring a contractor.
Yeah, there you go. You give them a
First,
checklist. That's
yeah,
fine.
first
Perfect. You got it.
check the reviews.
Yeah, yeah,
Check
yeah.
if
No, you don't have to give
the
me the list. It's fine. What you said is fine.
okay.
Because that doing the list and stuff is part of actually making the content. Right now, I'm just asking, do you understand the concept? And I think
Yeah.
the answer is yes, exactly. So
Yeah.
now, if we went and we did another one of these transcripts, we could just run it through the same process.
Mhm.
You get it?
Yeah.
Okay, and that's the beauty of it. Now, here's the thing. It's blah, 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 it's yapping, right? And that's fine. Listen, we're turning this piece of a reel into omni-channel content. So we're going to make this posted on TikTok and YouTube, Facebook and Instagram, just as a reel. But we want to do all this stuff through any one of the given four angles, let's say. Now, that means that the description needs to lean into, and even the YouTube title or the TikTok title or whatever, needs to lean into the angle that we choose. But we're also going to use this as inspiration for a static image post, whether it's one image or a carousel, right? And we're going to do a tweet style post, or like a LinkedIn style text-based post. We're also going to create a blog on the same reel, right? The same concept, using the reel as an embedded piece of media in the blog, but based on the angle that we choose. And the blog is going to go in depth more than the other things. And then we're going to make a Google business page post that refers back to the blog. And that needs to lean into the same angle again. Now, of course, each one of these pieces of content needs to be made in a way that fits the medium, right? The tweet can't be written in the same style and approach as the blog because they're serving a different purpose and audience and reader, but they need to play into the angle that we choose. Do you get what I'm saying? And now I know you do, Lorraine.
Yeah. It's actually interesting.
Oh yeah, tell me about that.
Because we have been talking about the four angles,
Yep.
right, for a very long time.
Mhm.
And we're like strategizing it with the contents. And yeah, with the post, I mean with the type of post that we post for the clients. I don't know, it's just interesting to me.
Right. I mean, it's funny because we're solving two problems at once. One, they're not
Yeah.
giving us the content that we need, so we're repurposing their good content. And two is we want to play into these angles, and it's giving us an opportunity to do that.
Yeah.
So pretty cool. One real
Yeah,
contractor
pretty
moment.
cool.
Yeah. One authentic story, and you choose four angles to run it through. Choose one of the four angles. That angle becomes the lens for everything. Seed multiplies because you're not because you're producing more content, but because you're reaching more of the audience that already exists around the one real moment. Right. And so, for instance, with the transcript we gave you, what do you think the best angle is? Or is that a bad question? And we should actually be doing all four angles as four different sets for this proven real story. Because that's the other thing, right? Is like my promise for this post or this live is that I'm going to take this one piece of content and turn it into 10 pieces of content. But the truth is, we might be able to turn it into 40 pieces of content.
Hmm.
It's not just a good story, it's a story that contains the single most decision-changing belief shift in the contractor conveyor belt. The money you saved is an illusion. You're going to spend it anyway, plus more. And actually, I agree. Like, this to me is one of those situations where the customer's decision pivots on this moment.
Hmm.
Like, it's God's providence that we got this transcript because I literally just pulled it out of a hat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, this should be perfect for us. Let's put it that way. The homeowner who needs the anthropological frame will never be moved by, and this is the point of the four angles, is that whoever needs to hear the story from this angle, they don't care about the other angles. So we really do want to turn this into 40 pieces of content. It's just, how do we distribute those without being like boring or repetitive to the people who watch most of our content,
Hmm.
right? Because if you do all these today, and the good news is, Lorraine, that there's only 13 of those 1 cent through play videos.
Yeah.
So in a sense, that actually gives you, let's say you actually liked 6 of them. Let's say 50% of them were really good like this, where you could actually use it like this, right?
Mhm.
That still gives you 24 days of content to repurpose because it's 6 times 4 angles.
Mhm.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so this way you don't have to do it the same piece every day, but now it gives you like, here's your folder of this piece of content, and then you repurpose it again until you've gone through all 4. that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So now the only project is actually turning this into the content, right?
Yep.
But because we have the workflow for that, it actually shouldn't be too difficult. And to be honest, it shouldn't be too difficult to begin with. Um, but yeah, that's not my strong suit, is to take this and turn it into Canva and all that stuff. That's your job. Could I do it? Yeah, the same way I'm doing this stuff, but let's just run through the exercise for your sake and for the audience sake, right? So, okay,
Okay.
let's pick one. And actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off a bunch of this stuff. I'm going to turn off this. I'm going to turn off this. Do we have like a short list of Josh context that we can give it?
Sword.
Yeah, like for Josh's tone of voice and stuff.
Oh, hold on. Let me
Can you
check if
drop
I.
me like some transcripts and stuff like that?
Okay, hold up. Transcript. Cool. Maybe this one?
What? This is really old, right?
Yeah, it's actually conversation. Phone
But don't you
conversation.
have like some, like, can't you pull the files out of whatever workflow you're using?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like that, you should be able to go into Typing Mind and just click download on some stuff, like,
Okay.
like you can see on my screen right now. Ding, ding,
Oh,
ding.
okay.
Get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, give me what you're using.
It's actually the 12 cues.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
But isn't there like you're not using anything other than that? No transcripts, nothing?
Yeah. The next
Oh.
ones are the little teeny.
Yeah, yeah, give me that's what I'm talking about. Little Timmy's, give me those two.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'm car shopping.
Oh, you're looking. I mean, you're buying a car again?
No, I mean, in my mind.
Hmm.
Thank
So well,
you. Oh my
cute.
goodness. Couldn't you like compile these together, you weirdo?
Hold up.
Ugh. Here, I'll download all these. Oh my goodness.
Wait,
Slacker. You're
yeah, I
so
can just flip
disorganized.
it. Compress the zip folder. There you go.
No,
I'm
zip
so
folder
sorry.
doesn't help me.
Oh,
Duh. I'm talking about like put them into one text file so that you're only uploading and downloading one text file. You're a big
oh,
weirdo. Now let's see. No. Conveyor belt strategy call. What's that? Oh, I downloaded that out of here. Okay, cool. Okay, so I'll just use these questions because it's gonna get real sloppy if not.
mm,
Um, Files didn't come through. Oh, Lorraine, what you gave me was no good. Look at there all says 460 characters. They can't all be 460 characters. It says they're binary. That
binary.
Yeah, look in the files you uploaded in Slack.
Oh,
Kids these days.
oh no.
Okay, so how do I want to do this? I guess I could just do the same thing myself here. Go here, go here, go here, go here. And you know what? I've probably done it in some of the more recent stuff. 11 weeks ago. I mean, that's not that recent, but blah, blah, blah. My goodness. This is all context. There's got to be some Josh stuff now. Not yet. I doubt this is what I want. Okay, cool. This is literally me compiling all the 12 questions. Yeah, I have it myself. Thanks, Lorraine. Thanks.
I'm so sorry.
I'm just teasing. Oops. Oh, my milk. Spilled my milk.
Do you need a little teeny colors? I mean, transcripts.
No, we'll quit messing around. I'll just use this. Unless you have
Okay.
little Timmy's together in a thing, I'm just gonna send it. No,
I
you
can
don't?
compile it together.
No. That's enough time messed around with. Giving me isn't a tone of voice, also a complete belief system. Yeah. 12 questions. Yep. Yeah. Whatever, buddy. So now we still need to do this. I gotta pick an angle. Different platforms. Bird's eye view anthropological angle. Stop telling homeowners they made a bad choice. It's explaining to them why that choice was almost inevitable. And it's like, why do people go? This is a really interesting whole concept, is the anthropological angle. And so we're gonna like learn something or have some fun with this ourselves. Anthropological content doesn't judge, it illuminates. It makes a homeowner feel seen and understood rather than criticized. Right? Lorraine, why do we eat junk food instead of eating healthy food, even though we know we should eat the healthy food? And that emotional experience, feeling like someone finally gets why this is confusing, is what creates the trust transfer to Josh. I heard the breaks. I'm a live streaming. I'll be out in a little while. I spilled the milk. I spilled the milk. I'll talk to you in a bit, love. Okay. Yeah, that's good. Okay, love. Thank you. The way the industry is structured, price is the only tool most homeowners have to evaluate something they can't evaluate any other way. And that's actually a really good point. Like, a lot of times the easy thing to look at is the price.
Mhm.
right? It's like, how else are you going to judge it? Pretty much price is the obvious way to judge it. The through line, every piece of content in a set needs to land the same core idea. You didn't fail to make a good decision. You weren't given the tools to make the right decision. Okay, that's fine. I mean, it feels like marketing when you put it this way, and I struggle with that. But let's see how far we can get where I feel like, okay, actually, this is a good piece of content. The homeowner in that reel didn't do anything irrational, and that's the truth of it. Yeah, they made it. They made a decision based on the details they had in front of them. Price is the only legible signal, and the industry is built to keep it that way. Okay, I mean that's seems a bit dramatic, but I guess you need some kind of point to go on here. Title and description aren't summarizing the video. Exactly. This title and description are not about the video anymore. They're about what we want people to think and feel when they watch the video. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
We want the title to attract the homeowner who's already in self-doubt mode. The static image job is to stop the scroll with tension. And this is cool because now I can tell it to just work. I can say, okay, I like your, what do you want to call it? What's the, like when you have a theory, uh, in like a scientific study, a theory in scientific study is called hypothesis. Let's see, you apply it to the real description and title, please. I like these. I think costing people everything is wrong. Why the cheapest quote always made sense and why it costs more than you think. Something like that, you know?
Mhm.
You weren't wrong to compare prices. You just didn't know what you were actually comparing. It's fine. It's not too aggressive, but it still like puts the people on edge almost. Most
Mhm.
homeowners who go with the cheapest crawl space quote aren't being reckless. They're being rational with the only information they have. The problem is that the price is one signal the industry actually controls. Company with lower standards can always produce a lower number. That's not a coincidence. I spent years at the top crawl space company, one of the biggest pest control companies. I know exactly how that number gets built and what gets left out so it stays low enough to win the job. What happens to the homeowner in this video isn't bad luck. I think this is great. This works for me.
Yeah.
And so for me, you can just go through the same thing. And now you've got everything you need, right? Show me like how do we do this with the static image? Write me, let's skip the static image for now, and I don't need to tell it that. Okay. Let's see your best tweet on the topic. I like what you did with the reel. Tweet has one job. Land the uncomfortable truth so precisely. How did they know what I was thinking? Sure. The crawl space industry gave you exactly one tool to compare contractors. It's the same tool that protects bad contractors the most. Price. That's fine. I like it actually. And this is how the text-based post should be.
Mhm.
Is like just saying something dramatic briefly. Okay, what if we did an engagement baiting one? Sure, I don't care about my typo. Raise your hand if you ever paid twice for the same home improvement job. First time to get it done, second time to get it done right. And this is really good too. And you see how it like covers the same topic?
Yeah.
And I would even remix it a little bit and actually make it a call to action. So it's like, tell me about a time where you had to pay twice for the same home improvement job. Literally. Leave it at that. Or, and like even be like, best story gets a free coffee. Something like that. And like, whatever, we can give away a coffee from Josh. Especially if it gets like 50 comments, he's going to be like, do more of those. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's
So,
actually good.
yeah, because
It's like an engagement post.
because the angles are good,
Yeah.
and this is like crowdsourced content, UGA, UGC rather, user generated content. Like if they
Mhm.
will do this, then and Josh buys them a coffee, maybe he takes them out for a coffee, and then they tell the story on video, et cetera, et cetera. You know what I'm saying? And this is why I say that one reel is a seed if you're a farmer. If you know how to take this stuff and make it more than what it is, everything's a seed.
Yeah.
Okay, so I know that you're getting a lot out of this, Lorraine, and that makes me happy. If anybody else ever watches this, that's a big value for them.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, I enjoy doing this. And this is one of those, Lorraine, where we could go back into this video and turn it into one of those Excalidraw videos because there's a ton
Uh-huh.
of value in here.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to share this conversation with you. You should, obviously, you don't want to copy this and do it the way I did it, but you want
Mhm.
to use this as your model for how to do this,
Okay.
right?
Uh-huh.
So I'm going to go get my hair cut and we'll see what you can do in the meantime. But this should
Okay.
also make it so you never run out of content to work on it ever again,
Yeah.
right? So that's exciting. I feel good
Absolutely.
about that.
Yeah, me too.
All right, buddy. Good hour. Thank you.
Thank you, David.
Bye. Talk soon.
Yeah. Bye-bye.